The one thing that often catches people by surprise is the hidden and the unintentional cost of running or starting a business. My husband has a go-to one-liner when he has an idea. Let's build an app. So while my husband has this great idea of building an app, he's just thinking about how cool would it be to have an app. But there are a few things that he's not considering. The development cost of building a native app. The tailor-made approaches when you are designing for either Android or Apple iOS. The associated fees if you want people to just sign in with Google or LinkedIn or Facebook. Welcome back to my mini-series on the Business Model Canvas. I'm Liz Feasy, and today we talk about the cost structure of a business model. But then the question is, do people actually want another app? Do you want yet another app on your phone that you have to scroll through? Let's do some market research again. If they want, then great. The PWA is a great alternative. If they don't want an app, then why are we wasting our time doing this if people are actually just happy to go onto the website? Most websites these days, and I use Elementor Theme Builder, have the option that you can literally design for a desktop, laptop, tablet, or mobile. So it looks like it would look on an app. It's just not an app on your phone, but it's mobile friendly. So let's get back to the cost structure. The cost structure in a business is anything that's costing you money in the line of business operations. So now that we are not going to be building an app, what are we potentially going to be spending? So I'm using the example of a t-shirt business because we are starting a print-on-demand t-shirt business, and I'm running it through this whole mini-series as an example. So what costs would I potentially look at if I want to start my business? And one of the most interesting things I find in all these self-help YouTube videos or blogs about starting your business, everyone is saying hire the right people, get the right people in your team. If you get the right people in your team, they need to be either a friend that you can trust or someone that is as equally invested in your business as you are. If you hire people, hiring people sounds very simple, but it is not that simple. You need to have certain policies in place. You need to be compliant with tax and accounting laws. You need to have legal things in place like contracts and rules of conduct. It's not just a matter of hire people. What you can do is you can hire freelancers, then you don't have to do any of those other things. You just need like a proper independent contractor agreement. That is fine. If you can hire people like that, that's fantastic. But salaries are one of the biggest underestimated expenses in a business. Additional costs that you need to look into. Are you going to be renting a place somewhere if you have a brick and mortar store? Are you going to be renting or buying equipment? If you have an online business like we are going to be running, I'm going to be paying hosting fees for my website. If I couldn't design the website myself, which I'm going to be doing, otherwise I would have had to hire a web design company. Then any subscription fees. So when I want to use Midjourney or ChatGPT or Photoshop, I'm going to pay subscription fees for that. Normally your annual fees are discounted, but do I have the upfront capital to pay all of those upfront, or am I going to be spending it monthly? What does that look like in my budget if I spend monthly? Don't underestimate subscription fees. It's the one thing that people tend to forget, and they add up quite a lot. And look at the tiered plans on your subscription fees. A lot of times people sign up for either the free version or just the next level after a free version, thinking that that's going to be what they spend for the year. So if you grow your business, is your subscription going to be adequate to grow with you? If I use MailChimp for an example, if I want to start a subscription list, MailChimp right now, the free version gives me up to 500 contacts. That's great, so I might not consider MailChimp for the rest of the year in my budget. But then if I get beyond 500 contacts, then what? Say in 6 months' time, I have 700 contacts on my mailing list. Now I have to upgrade. Luckily, MailChimp is cheap. It's a no-brainer to just upgrade to the next level, but not all subscriptions work that way. So make sure you consider the pricing level of any subscription that you are having, and that you consider when your company is growing that would be able to grow with you and you accommodate for those costs. Marketing costs. Big thing is marketing costs. Are you going to have social media campaigns? Are you going to be printing something like banners or promotional materials, something for a cell phone, something like a notebook or a pen? Promotional materials in small quantities don't cost that much, but it very easily accrues, and marketing material can actually turn out quite expensive. The same with social media campaigns. Are you going to be running social media campaigns? Do you want to have some sponsored posts, which is always a good idea to have something that runs over time to just help build your following if that's important to you, but you need to set aside a budget for that. And depending on the campaign that you're planning, there are different pricing strategies from Facebook or from Instagram or LinkedIn. If you have any product and you're into production or manufacturing, you need to consider what is your upfront cost for raw material. Many of your physical goods or products that you sell, actually all of them, you need to buy upfront before you can sell. Where with online businesses, you need a lot less capital upfront. Especially in my case where I want to do a print on demand. So I won't be buying t-shirts beforehand and sending them for printing. I only print when I actually get an order, which significantly reduces my cost structure. If you think about registering a company to run your business, then you need to consider what are the costs to actually register your company. Are there any legal costs involved to get it up and running? Are there any other factors about compliance, health and safety perhaps that you need to consider that might also cost you money? So simplified version of cost structure on the business model canvas. What is your business operations costing you? And it's important to put every single line item down, because those small amounts can easily add up, and then you think you might be having a profit margin of this, but because of all those hidden costs or small little costs that you didn't consider, your profit margin might actually be a lot smaller than you anticipated, and in the long run that can affect the success of your business. Stay tuned for the next video on revenue streams and what that means in a business model, and subscribe if you want to receive an update when I launch. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.